Hi guys! What are you doing? Hiya, hiya! Okay, so I actually planned a date night for me and my husband like weeks ago. I got the babysitter because I knew when we came home from Disney World I would need like a nice date night. So we're going out later tonight, like 7:38. So I'm gonna prep some food with you. Number one, I'm gonna make my kids and my babysitter food, of course, because you're not gonna come here and I'm not gonna feed you, obviously. I'm also making a shrimp salad for my fridge, and I'm also making potatoes and eggs for my fridge. So I'm gonna prep all that stuff with you. And then towards the end, maybe like maybe like 4 o'clock, we'll make a nice cocktail. What do you think? I think I'm ready for a nice cocktail. I'm also going to be putting a loaf together because I want to try to proof it on my counter before I go out tonight. So let's see what I get done, you know? The first thing I want to do is start my marinara sauce. My daughter Serafina requested marinara sauce and shrimp cocktail. So I already poached her shrimp because I poached some shrimp to make the shrimp salad with you guys. So we'll put that together later, but I am going to make a quick marinara with you. So I've been just frying up onions. Just like some caramelized onions because I need some for the marinara. And then I'm also going to be making potatoes and eggs. Thank you for the fireworks. Thank you guys for the gifts. So I just fried it up. I'm going to separate it. And half is going to be for the potatoes and eggs. And then half is going to be for the marinara. I'm going to keep this for the marinara. Let's get that started first. I'm going to just slice up some garlic. And we're going to just, when I make marinara sauce, onion, garlic, tomato, fresh basil, salt, and pepper. That's it. If I'm making like a Sunday sauce, that's when I put paste. But even then, like if I'm not putting meat in the sauce, I very rarely will put paste. I'm not a huge tomato paste person. Those onions have been cooking for about 40 minutes, and I just have them sauteing low with some olive oil and salt, and I do have the cover on them. So it's like creating its own moisture, which is making it not burn or stick to the bottom. And I have it on like medium low. Do you guys put onions and garlic in your potatoes and eggs? I do. Thank you. What difference does the paste make? So tomato paste, if you were making like a Sunday sauce, I feel like it does make it a little thicker. I prefer like a chunkier, lighter sauce, which is why I don't love the paste. And sometimes the paste could be super like acidic. I know people put sugar. I've seen people put like whole carrots in their sauce to soak up the acid. I just omit the paste. If I'm making like a huge pot of sauce with meatballs, like sausages, bajoles, then I'm going to add the paste. But if I'm just doing like macaroni and meatballs or macaronis and sausages, I'm probably not going to add paste. I don't know if that's like a traditional thing, but I just prefer a lighter sauce. And the paste to me is just not it, you know? Just not it. Tonight's cocktail is probably going to be some sort of tequila and citrus. So here I just have some caramelized onions that I had with olive oil. And now I'm going to throw in some garlic. Just get that nice and fragrant. This is how I make simple marinara sauce. You fry up onions for like 10 minutes first. Now you throw in your garlic. Fry that up for a few minutes. Make sure it doesn't burn. Because no one likes burnt garlic. And for Serafina, I like to use like tomato puree or crushed tomato. But I like, I buy the San Marzano, like the plum tomato, and I crushed them with my hands. I love that. And then I also prepped some potatoes, because I'm going to fry up potatoes and make potatoes and eggs, put that in my fridge, and we'll have that for lunch tomorrow. Like, I'm trying to prep a few things because we have a busy weekend. You know, birthday parties, boxing. I have to film a few things for some brands that I'm working with. So I'm just making my life a little easier for the next, 2 or 3 days. So I'm making potatoes and eggs, which is my husband's favorite. And then I'm also making an Herby shrimp salad. Love it. So delicious. Even better, you have to make it in advance because it needs to be super, super cold. But I love that. Love keeping that in my fridge, especially in the summer. Old fashioned with tequila instead of bourbon. I'm not really a huge bourbon fan, so I would definitely try that. Your Lent just started. Isn't it over? This is the Pommy strained tomatoes. I don't buy this all the time, once in a while. But this box, I think, was $3 and change from Walmart. Not bad. I work with Walmart, and I genuinely use them. I just got a Walmart Plus order today. And whoever was shopping for me, super, super great. But I texted them, and I was like, you think you could grab me tomato juice? Because I was, craving a Bloody Mary. But she's like, the app doesn't allow us to do that. Oh, Orthodox Lent. What's the vibe of Orthodox Lent? What do you guys do? Is it the same as what we practice, but not at the same time frame? You know what I mean? You're not a fan of Pommy? I feel like I kind of just buy whatever. Sometimes I buy what's on sale. Sometimes I'll buy the bougie tomatoes. I'm kind of just whatever. Same thing with pasta. Sometimes I'll buy the $4 box de Checo, and sometimes I buy the Great Value. All right, so I'm going to put this whole thing of tomatoes in there. This is 29 ounces, 26.46, so about 27. And I'm going to put some water in here too. I'm drinking my iced coffee first. Here's if you were using a can of tomatoes, a half a can of water, I have my cast iron in the oven as well because I have a sourdough here that I'm going to bake. And then I want to put a loaf together also if I have enough time because I want to do an inclusion loaf. And I mean, people are like, oh God, all you do is bake bread. But I wasn't home for 4 days. And I like to have at least 2 loaves a week. One for slicing, one for breadcrumbs or whatever. If I have the sourdough starter, I'm going to use it. That's the whole point of it. What's the point of feeding it every day if you're not going to use it? We need some salt. I don't know. I like those tomatoes. They're pretty good. I'm just going to do salt, pepper. Little black pepper. And then I just have this fresh basil. I'm going to just float the leaves in, and then later I would take the basil out. It's really just for flavor. I mean, if it was me, I would eat it, but Seraphine is don't want to see it. So now I just have that low and slow. I'm going to actually put it in the back because I'm going to put my potatoes and onions here for the eggs. Just a regular frying pan. Thank you for the gifts, guys. You don't got to give me gifts, though. We're just chilling. We're cooking, drinking my coffee, and then we're going to make a nice cocktail. I have a date later with my husband, so nothing wrong with a little pregame, right? Here's some olive oil with the fried onions that I showed you from earlier. I saved half of those onions. So this is going to be for potatoes and eggs. I love to put caramelized onions in that. Okay. Okay, so there's olive oil in there from the onion. I also have, I don't add sugar to that. Mainly I feel like if you have the tomato paste is when people like to add the sugar. I don't add sugar. If I was to make a pot of sauce and it tasted a little bitter, then maybe I would add a little sprinkle, you know, but it's not like a normal ingredient that I'm adding. For the potatoes and eggs, I just have the caramelized onion, some olive oil. These are par cooked potatoes. I boiled them till they were like almost tender, you know. Now I'm just gonna get some color on them in here, and then we'll just fry them up with eggs and mozzarella. Very easy. And then this also is great leftover, so if you make a batch today and eat it tomorrow, it's like even better. So you don't want to touch this because you want to get some color on those potatoes. So I'm just mixing it to get it coated in the olive oil. Lost one. Can I get my finger in there? I'm going to put salt and pepper. Black pepper. I mean, you can just fry this up and eat this like a side dish. So good. This is caramelized onions and potatoes. It's the start of potatoes and eggs. And I'm just going to put a little extra olive oil in there to get the potatoes going. I'm going to cover with this just so I don't destroy my stove. But I have my heat on like medium because you want to get some color. All right, while that's frying up, we can start working on our shrimp salad. I did pot cook those potatoes. Thank you for the gifts, guys. I am not related to Ramona. I just know her through, you know, people, and we are at a lot of the same events. Very, very nice. Love her. Super, super sweet. Hi, Mom. My mom's here. Hey, Ma. Everyone say hi to my mom. You like Tina? All right, so this is shrimp that I just pot cooked, you know. This is going to be the base of our salad. I'm going to move it over a little bit and just kind of build the dressing in the side. This is just colossal shrimp. I've actually seen them bigger. I don't know why it was labeled as colossal, but I like to keep them nice and chunky like this, you know? And just keep an eye on your potatoes. Make sure they're not sticking, but also you don't want to keep touching them. Like, see how they're getting little bits of brown? That's exactly what you want. So just like move them to make sure they're not burning, but don't play with them. All right, so the base of this shrimp salad is going to be fresh citrus and mayonnaise. And of course some other things, because you know, can't just keep it that simple. Right now I'm prepping some shrimp salad for my fridge. I'm also prepping potatoes and eggs for my fridge, and I'm making marinara sauce for my kids for dinner. Me and my husband have a date night later, so I'm making dinner for my kids and the babysitter. They're having marinara sauce, and Fina requested shrimp cocktail, and you know, sauteed broccoli, of course. So I'm putting mayo, probably like a half a cup. This is, I think, 1 pound of shrimp. Colossal shrimp, which they don't look like colossal to me. I did feel the earthquake, but it really wasn't like crazy, crazy. It lasted like a few seconds, and I literally thought it was the guys doing construction. You go to Rutgers. Rutgers is a beautiful campus. I go to the Rutgers Farmers Market on Fridays. Not every Friday, but when the weather gets nice, I'll probably be going more. This is some Dijon. Do like about a tablespoon of that. I'm gonna do the juice of 1 lemon. This is a big lemon. Love that farmer's market. Super, super cute. Yes, I tan very, very quickly. That's why in the summer, I like to worship the sun. I know it's terrible, but at least I don't fake and bake. Your Stanley fell off your vanity. Nothing really fell off over here. It just was like, it was kind of something where it was going on and you were like, wait a minute. What's happening right now? It was like weird. Check these potatoes. Mayo, mustard, fresh lemon juice. Seed alert. All right, little baby seed, no big deal. Not a big deal. No one, never caught anybody die from a seed. It's not arsenic. Here I am with my mise en place. I prepped all these, okay? This is some celery, and I love to buy the celery with the leaves because I love those little green leaves. They taste so fresh and delicious. So fresh and delicious. Okay? Like two stalks, 3 stalks. This is some fresh chives and some fresh parsley, like a handful each. You can use red onion here also if you want. If you're not a fan of chives, you can use both. I love the little oniony taste you get from the chives and also the color. Do not skip this. You need the fresh dill. I would even put more if I had. I am a huge fan of fresh dill, if you haven't noticed. I feel like I use it pretty often. Love it on poultry, too. So good on chicken. You okay? You want our outfit? Okay. Why are we putting all this on shrimp? Why not? We're making a chilled shrimp salad. Have you ever had like a crab roll, like a crab salad, like a mayo-based crab salad, a mayo-based shrimp salad? Better yet, have you ever had the shrimp salad from Costco? It's really just mayo and celery. It's like not bad, but it needs some acid and some fresh herbs. Why aren't we putting all this on shrimp? That's the real question. Thank you for sharing my live. So this is what our potatoes and onions are looking like. See how you get like a little color on those potatoes? I would even love this as a side dish with like a nice piece of steak. Delicious. But this is potatoes and eggs. This is tomorrow's lunch. And you know what? Tomorrow I'll be thanking myself that I did this. I don't gotta worry about feeding everybody because it'll all be done. Okay, I'm gonna let this go for like another 2 minutes and then we'll start prepping our eggs. These shirts are from Target. I love them too. I have them in every color. But I do love a good chilled shrimp salad. It may not be for everybody, but it's definitely for me. This is some relish. You could use dill or sweet. I'm using a little sweet here. I'm doing about 2 tablespoons. Now, I would put a little chili in here, some jalapeno, some red chili, but my kids will probably eat this, so I'm not gonna. Salt, black pepper. Let's just mix it up. It's not homemade relish, it just came in a really big container. So I just switched the containers because it was taking up way too much space in my fridge. You know, you ever have that happen to you? If you're not a huge fan of fresh herbs, then you're not gonna like this. But I, on the other hand, love a fresh herb moment. And I really feel like this on my freshly baked sourdough that I'm about to pop in the oven. Chef's kiss. Like, you can't tell me this doesn't look delicious. It even looks really pretty. Like, if you're having people over, you can make those little tea sandwiches. Like white bread, cut the toaster off, put like 2 or 3 pieces of shrimp. Like, it looks nice because of the colorful herbs too. Plus, it's nice and crunchy from the celery. I mean, if you're not into this, then obviously you're not going to like it. Let's taste it for seasoning. A little salt. And more relish. Like another 2 tablespoons. And now it's definitely perfect. Oh, I just dropped the shrimp. You know, one thing about these lives, they make such a mess. They make such a mess because I like to clean as I go, you know? And I feel like when I'm on here, I can't clean as I go. I feel like my favorite herb by default is definitely parsley. But I do love fresh dill also. I'm gonna put this in this Tupperware. You think this is big enough? I do. Maybe not, actually. Whatever, I'll just cover it with foil. Smells so good. This is very similar to the potato salad that I make, but with shrimp. Let me show you what I do when the Tupperware don't fit. This would last in the fridge, I would say, just like 2 days. Like, if you're gonna make it today, eat it tomorrow. That's my opinion. Just gonna throw this shit in the bug bag. Just like this. She is making shrimp salad. An Herby shrimp salad. I'm prepping some stuff to have in my fridge for the weekend. For lunches, because I got a busy weekend. So far we prepped shrimp salad. I have potatoes and onions going. We're going to put some eggs in there. Make potatoes and eggs. Then we're going to make a cocktail, okay? How do you feel about that? I feel great about that. These leggings, no cucumbers. I put celery. These leggings are Herby brands. I got them at Kohl's. All right, so I'm going to take out 2 of these potatoes because I'm also making like a veggie egg bite situation for my freezer for my kids for meal prep. I'll show you. Okay. So I'm just taking out 2 potatoes because I'm going to cut them into the egg bites. I'll show you. Do like 4 potatoes. Okay, so here's our potato and onion mixture for our potatoes and eggs. I mean, look at that. That don't look delicious to you? Delicious. My shirt is from Target. Now we're just gonna beat some eggs, some heavy cream, and you really just scramble the eggs. And I like to use mozzarella cheese for this, like mozzarella and provolone. And then tomorrow, when you warm it up, you put the cold eggs on your bread, put it under the broiler. Delicious. Some fresh parsley. I'm gonna do probably 8 eggs. Or, yeah, 8 eggs should be good. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Thank you, Michaela. Michaela needs to come to Jersey and do my makeup. Not even do my makeup, teach me how to do my own makeup. Because I swear I survive on YouTube tutorials. I feel like I'm getting a little better though, so let me give myself a little credit. Okay? Yeah, I'm gonna make some veggie egg bites for Mariella for the freezer. Great for a weekday, like in the morning, you know. Serafina's home this week from school. But the weekdays over here are insane. Like my kid has to go to school super duper early in the morning. Like before 7:30, she's in class. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know, there must have been a double yolk in one of these. Thank you, Trish. All right, so I have some eggs here. Some heavy cream, just like a splashy splash. Salt. You're gonna be putting cheese in here, so don't go crazy with the salt. Where's my black pepper? There it is. A little black pepper. Thank you for the gifts, guys. Thank you, my loves. Have you guys ever had potatoes and eggs? This is something that you grew up with. I ate this probably like during Lent season more, but my grandmother was super duper religious. Like my mother wasn't that religious. My grandmother really was. And she used to like even not eat meat on Fridays sometimes. She was weird with that. I did not dye my hair, but I did go get a glaze recently. She just puts like a little conditioner treatment in it. Okay. You ready? Because this goes quick. Hi from Tottenville. What's up, babe? So here's our potatoes and eggs. Not eggs. This is just potatoes and onions right now. Olive oil, salt, and pepper. This is about 8 or 9 eggs, a splash of heavy cream. Actually, I'm going to save this because we're going to need this thing again when we do our egg bites. And then I just have some of this mozzarella and provolone, like nothing crazy. And I'm going to do probably like 2 handfuls, like nice amount of cheese. You need a lot of cheese for this. Okay, now you want to put your heat up and you want to just fry it all together. Like this is the type of egg where I like it to be nice and brown. You know, you don't want, I mean, maybe if you like your eggs like that, fine. But for potatoes and eggs, I like a nice like fried egg, you know. Now, normally I would throw a handful of fresh parsley right now, but my daughter Serafina will probably eat this. So before I eat it, you know, I'll sprinkle my fresh herbs. That's the dedication to mom life, okay? I know my daughter will enjoy this if she doesn't see the parsley. Certain things people are like, oh, your daughter's gonna eat that. Why are you putting this? Why are you putting that? Because you know how kids are. Like certain times they'll have it and certain times they won't. And obviously I know my kid over anybody on the internet. So let's just put that out there, okay? Thanks for the gifts, guys. You guys are so freaking dope, but you don't need to even send me that shit, okay? We're here making potatoes and eggs. And we're gonna make a cocktail soon. Yes. Smells so good. So I'm gonna probably have mine on sourdough tomorrow. I bought my husband like a semolina loaf because obviously you grew up eating potatoes and eggs on like semolina Italian bread. So I picked that up for my hubby earlier, and that's in the fridge for him for tomorrow. I'm just like sourdough or nothing, okay? Because I'm so proud of myself that I could achieve it, it's all I want. Peppers and eggs, yes. You can even throw a pepper in here and do potatoes, peppers, and eggs. Very similar, it's the same thing. Peppers and eggs, potatoes and eggs, interchangeable. And if you're into spice, you should use cherry peppers. So good. But when you do potatoes and eggs, you really want like equal part eggs and potatoes. Because that's part of the meal. Like the potatoes is part of it. You okay? Okay, baby. You call me if you need me, okay? Now this is done because I'm going to warm it up again tomorrow. But you see how it's getting like a little crust on it? Like that's what I mean about brown. Nice and cheesy. You need the cheese pull. Babe, you want some potatoes and eggs now? I make you a little sandwich now?
Sure.
Because you didn't have lunch. Oh. Okay. Let me hook them up. This is done, so I'll put this aside for now. You want ketchup and hot sauce or just ketchup? This is just some semolina bread I had. Like, I picked it up today for my husband. It's nothing fancy. It's just from Walmart. It's not like anything crazy. It's not from like the best bakery in Brooklyn, but I know he'll appreciate it. Like, just that I thought that I knew he would like a different bread. You know what I mean? This is my new butcher box. Yeah, I did burn it already with my cast iron making my sourdough. But hey, what are you going to do? I buy my shit and I use it. Most people buy it and they're like, it's just like decoration for them. I use my shit. Sauce smells delish. Feeding my babysitter tonight, so gotta make sure it's good, you know? It's for my hubby. He didn't have lunch today. He's been actually busy today down there. So I'm gonna make him a little Sammy. Babe, you want your bread toasted? It's pretty fresh. I will always choose toasted. Him, if it's fresh, he doesn't want it toasted. No sriracha? Okay, you gotta bring me the ketchup though. I have ketchup down there. It's in the storage room. Let me know when you're there. I'm gonna just cut this like a little hole like this. See, like make like a little mound. Let me get the ketchup, hold on. Oh, maybe over here. I'll bring it down for you. Yeah, this is mozzarella and provolone, but really use whatever cheese you have in the house. You don't have to use that cheese, you know? Even the recipes that I show you, whatever I'm using in that recipe, I'm using that because that's what I got. Because I feel like I'm like always switching it up. I'm always buying different brands of stuff. I love ketchup on eggs. So does my hubby. Especially like something like this. Yeah, babe. I would put a little sriracha on that, but I mean, come on. Come on.
Thank you, babe.
All right, I'm gonna do my baby's egg bites for the freezer. What?
Little sandwich.
That's a little sandwich. I like it toasted, yes. I would choose toasted. But my hubby, if it's fresh bread, he wants to experience the fresh bread over toasted. They didn't go salt. They didn't go crazy on the salt because the kids.
It's good.
Okay. Sauce is going. Let me put this in a container, a nice little bowl. Good. Mm. Maybe on the timer, just so you know. So, what's the verdict, babe? You need more ketchup? Better than your mother's? I'm just kidding. I love my mother-in-law. I'm just kidding.
Go to
Here's our potatoes.
My mother don't make it for me anymore, so.
Yeah, I know. You're just used to my food now. Let me show you what I mean by, you see how it has like a little brown on those eggs? You see the little crisp right there? That's what I mean about like frying up your egg. You know? For like a potato and egg sandwich. There's a time and a place for whatever egg you want. Like, I like a jammy egg with a piece of toast. But for a potato and egg Sammy, you need that little crispy cheese. You need it. I'm not gonna cover this up right now because I don't want it to steam in the fridge. I'm just gonna put it aside for now. Okay, let's put my sourdough in the oven. I got a Dutch oven heating up for my sourdough loaf. Is she a beaut? Or what? Oh, she's so beautiful. So I'm gonna put this in without scored. And I'm gonna set a timer for like 6 minutes. We're gonna pull it out and score it, you know, in like 6 minutes. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. 15 minutes? All right, let's do 10. Let's meet in the middle and do 10 minutes. So I'm not gonna score it right now. I need dish towels though to get my thing out. Are you loving it? It makes me so happy. Good. I feed you good. So I have my oven on 500 right now. I've had this heating up for about like an hour. I'm gonna put this loaf in. Put some ice cubes. Okay, I'm gonna pop it in the oven. Wait, let me pop it in the oven first. Let me concentrate because this shit is hot. Okay. I love you guys, but I also love the feeling on my hands. Okay. All right, I'm gonna set a timer. I'm gonna do 8 minutes because that's what feels right for me. You know what? Maybe I should do 10. Let me do 10. Let me do 10. I'm gonna do 10 minutes. And then we're gonna score. Okay? And we're gonna see if this works better than what I've been doing. So the ice cubes work as it creates moisture, which creates steam, which makes your bread a little more moist, okay? Gives you a nice outer shell, Love that. So I put the ice cubes, I put a 10-minute timer, and then we're gonna score at 10 minutes. As of now, we're gonna work on the egg bites that I'm making for my kids. 6-minute score is good. Yeah, I saw that on Basil and Sourdough, I think his name is. I follow him. Super informational tips, but like low maintenance, you know, like not over the top, which is why I like his page a lot. I don't know where we're going for date night. We're kind of just gonna like pick a place, have a few drinks, and then figure it out from there, because after Florida, we just wanted like a little low-key situation. So these are potatoes that I fried up in the potato and egg situation. Just gonna cut them up pretty small. And then I'm gonna get these little like muffin tins that I have. We'll make little egg bites. I am 35. So I pot cooked the potatoes. Then I fried them up with caramelized onions. So my kid's favorite thing about Disney was definitely the Bippity Boppity Boutique. She had a ball. What up, Yoda? Shoot you an idea for dinner. Order a pizza, babe. What time is it? Idea for dinner, pizza. Unless you got something defrosted. Chinese food. All right, I'm gonna put a loaf together after I do these egg bites. Yeah, Chipotle. I actually really love Chipotle. People talk so much shit about Chipotle that they don't give them enough food, this and that. It's bland. I kind of appreciate that it's a little bland, you know? You feel like it's fresh. It's not packed with like a ton of sodium, you know? I actually appreciate that sometimes. All right. That's in the oven. Let's put a loaf together. Oh, let me do my egg bites first. So many things go on at once. I have these little minis. So what I have here, I love Chipotle. Okay, little mini. This is fresh spinach that I chopped up. I'm gonna put a little bit of that on the bottom. Now these are gonna wilt. Remember that they will wilt. I'm gonna put a little bit of that on the bottom of each. Both of my kids really enjoy spinach. Ironically, Fina doesn't want to see the parsley, but she enjoys spinach. So I'll take it. These will shrink, remember that. I'm gonna put a little spinach in each little thing. But again, anything you want here. You don't have to do my variation of topping. I'm using what I got. Like I had some breakfast sausage made, so I'm using that. I had tomato cut open from, this morning's breakfast, so I'm using that. Whatever you got. Very low maintenance recipe. All right? Some fresh spinach. Some fresh tomato. A little bit of that in each. Again, whatever you got. I did cut the seeds and the ribs out of this tomato because it will get way too mushy mashata. I am putting some butter in the egg so I don't have to grease the pan. I am going to be putting butter in the eggs, which will basically grease the pan. But these are non-stick anyway. This is some sausage, breakfast sausage, a little bit of that in each. And this is only going to be probably like 3 or 4 eggs. Because you have all like the veggie and stuff, you feel like you're getting more, love this. I love it too, babe. I'm so happy you're here. Thanks for watching. So you didn't really miss much. I just have some veggies in here. The tomatoes, I did take the seeds out to just, you know, not make them soggy, because no one likes a soggy vegetable. What do I do with the potatoes? Over here? Yes, over here. Here's some of the potatoes that we fried up with our onion for the potato and eggs. So this has right now vegetable, starch, some green, which is always a plus. And any green that my kids like, I really will try to incorporate it in every single freaking meal. So as you can see, there's not going to be much egg in here. I'm just putting like a few, like maybe 2 tablespoons of eggs in each, even if. So you're only doing like 3 or 4 eggs. But it will have a nice texture when it's done. Okay. Push everything down. I know this probably grosses you out that I'm using my fingers. If I told you, I mean, you've been on my live. How many times have I washed my hands already? Like 10. I think it's almost time for a cocktail. What do you think? Thank you guys. I mean, listen, I grew up, my mother and my grandmother, the best tool in the kitchen is your hand. Like, that's what I was always told. Here's the same, you know, bowl that we used for the potatoes and eggs. I'm going to start with 3 eggs because I really think that is going to be sufficient for this. Hi Shannon, love you too. Thank you, babe. Thank you so much for the roses, Babala. Thank you. So I have, how many eggs I got here? 3 eggs. A little salt. Little heavy cream. Hi Karina. Hi, Lily. I love you too, babe. Thank you. You're the best. Hi from Montreal. What's the weather like over there? It's not too bad in New Jersey today. I'm gonna melt some butter in here. I just wanted to get this nice and whisked. You leaving? So me and my hubby are going out for dinner, but I am making my daughter marinara sauce, and I'm making her shrimp cocktail. Her and the babysitter. This is just like 3 or 4 eggs, heavy cream, and I'm gonna put some melted butter. Here's like 2 tablespoons of melted butter. That's gonna not only make your eggs fluffy, but also prevent it from sticking. Okay? And now you're just gonna pour a little bit in each thing. Like 2 tablespoons each thing, you know. And because these are like so tiny and they're stocked really nicely, they're gonna have a really nice texture. It's gonna be like almost like the sous vide from like your favorite coffee shops. Now watch, I'm gonna go in with like a little toothpick. But I want to score that bread because my timer went off. Let me do that first. At this point, you're going to keep your cover on for the rest of the baking. But I'm going to try this scoring 6 minutes in. Let's see what happens. I'm going to do a half moon here. Already looks like it's going to work better. And I'm going to do a half moon here, like a football. The loaf looks beautiful already, honestly. Wow, I'm so freaking proud of this. Just some little holes in the middle. Why not? That's really it. Cover it back on. It did score way nicer that way. See, you're saying too deep, but I'm also being told I'm not going deep enough. So, I mean, you know, maybe too deep for the way you like your bread. I've been going half of that, and it's not even popping open, you know? So obviously I'm doing guess and check over here. So this is a little chopstick. I'm just mixing it up to have everything be touched with the egg, you know? And I'll go in and fill a little more if I need, because these aren't gonna really rise. This isn't not gonna rise much at all. Definitely put more in this one. I'm from Howard Beach, Queens. I live in New Jersey now, but I did grow up in Queens. That's good. I'm gonna put these on a baking sheet just in case they do overflow. This was only 3 eggs, you say? Splash of that heavy cream, and this is the perfect amount. Pasture raised eggs. You don't want to waste a drop of this shit. I put butter in it already. I'm gonna put them on here. As they sit, they will sink in a little bit. And once I lower my oven, once I'm on that 450 bake, I will put them in as well. I'm gonna put the pasta on, the water for my pasta for my kids. All right, now I'm setting a timer for 25 minutes for the bread to take the cover off. Me and my hubby are going out to dinner later. I don't have a nanny. I just have a babysitter every once in a while. I definitely don't have a full-time nanny. Maybe in a different life. Hi, Dana. When's the cookbook coming? Soon, babe. I will probably be adding this to my YouTube. Yes, eventually. It took me 6 years to find somebody I trust with my kids. Literally 6 years. I did not find her on the internet. It was like all about word of mouth, and she's like my age, so she's not like 16. She's 35 years old too, you know? sure do a sushi mukbang soon because I'm dying for sushi. I don't know where we're going for dinner. We just want to like spend some time together, have a few drinks, and just chill, you know? Why am I waiting? I don't know why I'm waiting, babe. What time is it? Is it 4 o'clock yet? My hubby got this tequila that I want to try. Alacron? I don't know. Let's try it together. You know I'm gonna do my huge. There's no baby number 3 ever happening. We're done with babies. We're so done with babies. Fresh mandarin. I have not been to Gabriella's. I feel like that place is like a cult and you can't get in there. And places like that make me not even want to go. Like if it's impossible for me to get a reservation, I don't really care that much about it. You know what I mean? It's not like a secret club. It's just everybody wants to be there. Patricia's, I heard, was very good as well, yes. They're usually overhyped, yes, exactly. Cousins I love. I've been there plenty of times. Cousins is very good. I do like Salt also in New Brunswick. Delicious. Jose Tejas. You know, I used to really love Jose Tejas, but they changed their menu, and their menu, like, sucks now. They don't have, like, I loved the eggplant royale, which was the fried eggplant with, like, the crab meat on it. They don't even have that anymore. Salsa. Yeah, they had something called eggplant royale, and it was fried eggplant with like a cheesy crab sauce on it. So delicious. But I guess like after COVID, they like revamped the menu, and it sucks now. Hey Jen, what's up, babe? Thanks for being here and hanging with me. Love the stools. Super uncomfortable. Honestly, like I would buy them regardless because my kids are the only ones that really sit on them and they got tiny asses, so it's not uncomfortable for them. But for me, super uncomfortable. But I still love them and they fit my kitchen, so I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably still buy them. Oh God, let's see. Who's talking shit? Don't block him yet, whoever my moderator is. Let me see what they're talking shit. Who do I follow that they don't like? B2 Bistro. It's funny, my husband just sent me that place, actually. And the food looks great, because I'm in the mood for sushi, and, like, he's in the mood for maybe a pizza. But, like, I'm also in the mood to hang out at the bar and have a few drinks. You know what I mean? I can't. Happy Friday, guys. Naughty Crib. Yeah, that's not far from me either. Section Hall or Rutgers. I don't know what Seton Hall. Oh, Seton Hall, Section Hall. I'm gonna say Rutgers because that's like where it's my hometown. Buenos Aires, yes, been there, but we don't want to take an Uber. We want to take an Uber, and Red Bank's kind of far for an Uber for us. This is just some Pellegrino salsa. So this is just salsa, citrus, and tequila. Nothing fancy on this side of town. with my kid's straw. Can I make your spaghetti pie a couple of hours before company comes? You can, but I would make it like at least 8 hours so you can slice it and it stay together nicely. Because if you slice it while it's hot, it's not going to stay together nice. Easy postpartum meals are braised. So beef stew, braised chicken thighs, chicken cacciatore. You know, you can make macaroni meatballs, freeze the meatballs, make the freeze the sauce, make everything that make the pasta the day of. Like, did you have the baby yet? Are you prepping for postpartum? This is very light, this tequila. I like it a lot, actually. How would you cook on the bone lamb shoulder? I would put it in the oven low and slow, for sure. My favorite restaurant? I don't know. I feel like me and my husband are always trying new things. Why did I move to Jersey over Long Island? I don't know. I don't really have an answer for you. Honestly, I just wanted to be as far away as possible, and Jersey was further than Queens. Jersey was further than Long Island. Serafina doesn't love, she doesn't love, like, the sprinkle of fresh herbs. That's really all I can think of right now. I just feel like I, appreciate the art of cooking and, eating, so maybe when I put it together, it looks great because I'm, really doing it with love, you know what I mean? As corny as that sounds. The date night is nothing crazy. I don't even know where we're going. It's really just to spend some time together outside of the house, without the kids. No more kids, guys. I'm done having kids. What time is it? Do I have enough time? My stretch and rolls at 5. 2 rounds. I'm not going to have enough time. 12 years. We've been together a long time. I did feel the earthquake, but it wasn't that crazy by me. What food do you not eat or cook? So, I mean, I feel like I eat or cook pretty much everything. How did you figure out what content to do on TikTok? So I feel like people really just overthink that also. The content I'm producing is stuff that I'm confident in, stuff that I'm creating on my own, stuff that comes natural to me. I feel like if you have something good and you want to get it out there, it's very easy to, create the content. Yeah, it's quiet here. My kids are in the basement. My hubby's down there. Secret to a great sauce is very few ingredients. Olive oil, garlic, onion, tomatoes, fresh basil, salt and pepper. It's really all you need to make a good sauce. My kids are 6 and 20 months. I don't put sugar in my sauce. I do not have a spray tan. I was in Florida, so I have a little bit of a sheen from that. Thank you, Mimi. Thank you, Kat. Appreciate it. We're here. Why not? Let's put a loaf together because I do want to do an inclusion loaf tomorrow. What time is it? 4:30, 5, 6, 7. It'll be good because by the time I get home, it'll be proofed. The thing with sourdough is it's all about a freaking time frame. Do you make fresh raviolis or do you buy them from Pastosa? So my nail lady, I actually went to my salon, but one of her homies. But my nail lady is back, so I gotta text her. I'll probably get there next Friday. What type of games does your husband play with the girls? I mean, I don't know. He just plays with the toys and shit. Does arts and crafts, takes them on nature walks. My husband does dad shit. Whatever dads do. He's just cool, my husband. Like, he has so much patience and he's so go with the flow that, like, he can make fun out of literally nothing. Any Persian dishes? No, you want to teach me? Teach me some Persian dishes. I'm making my sourdough loaf. I shared this recipe so many times. It's on my page already. I just have this peak starter. I don't want it to go to waste. So I'm going to make a loaf out of it. I did not make my own starter. I bought my starter from Ballerina Farms. So you could check her out. There's plenty of people on here that sell starters if you want to check out that. Even just like the TikTok shop sells starters. But I bought mine from Ballerina Farms. And if you've been on this journey with me, I bought it like months ago. So here's a starter. I like to warm my water up. It just speeds up the process. I really do love the King Arthur brand flour too. So if they sell starters, try it. They have another one on here too. I think her page is called like Sourdough and Co. She seems to have a pretty thriving starter. Try that one. So for my starter, it's 125 grams of starter, 12 grams of salt, I do about 10 grams of honey. They also say you shouldn't add the salt straight to your starter. I add everything, whatever, and I mix it, whatever. It all works out anyway. I use bread flour. $375 grams of water. Warm water, preferably. Perfect. Whisk. I have made this recipe with all-purpose flour, and apparently it, you know, works out just as well. But I'm not having the same outcome. When I use the all-purpose, it does not work out as well. So I only use the bread flour, and I have even tried different brands of bread flour. The King Arthur is definitely my favorite. So here is the starter, salt, honey, and water mixture. Now you're going to put 500 grams of bread flour, and that's all. So easy. 500 grams. That's it. That's as easy as it is. I got the King Arthur at Walmart, but I have to say, I did find it cheaper on Thrive Market. I mean, if you have a Thrive Market membership. And obviously I'm saying that if you have a Thrive Market membership, it is cheaper on there. Just mix it till it's like a shaggy dough. I also have my water boiling over here. I'm making pasta for my kids for dinner. I'm gonna put together a nice shrimp cocktail for them too. That's perfect. I love Queens. It's just too expensive, and I just think it's a little more peaceful to raise my kids in New Jersey. My opinion. You know? Hi! Hello! My little lady. You ready to go? You want to leave? High five? High five? You can squeeze. Oh, that's my baby.
You want this?
Come on. Ooh, what am I stepping on? I just stepped in all the oranges. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. Nothing like it. Nothing like stepping in the oranges. Cold gray millennial house. You don't have to live here, bitch. Don't worry, my doors aren't open for you. Don't worry. My doors ain't open for you, babe. Okay? Do you live in your mother's basement or do you own your own home? That you're judging mine. I'm just curious. Anywho, here's my sourdough that literally takes 48 hours to make. Okay? I'm gonna cover it up and I'm gonna do stretch and folds like every half hour. Let's set a timer for that. 30 minutes. Now I did start off just doing 4 stretch and folds, but I've been doing them like every half hour until my dough is completely proofed. So, I mean, I've been reading the more that you play around with your dough, the tender it is. So, let's try. Thank you. What's up, my Puerto Rican? Puerto Ricans here. Daddy's hiding. What's up, JJ? Oh, the girls Swifties. My daughter Serafina is becoming a Swiftie lately. She loves Taylor Swift. Right, baby? You gotta let me know when there's a concert here. I want to take her. I want to surprise her. And I'll tell you the truth, I don't really know much about it. But I guess I don't have a choice. You know? I guess I don't have a choice. JJ does have the best dressing. And you know what? It's not only salad dressing. You can use it as marinade. You can even cook it down to make a glaze. Okay? She told me this recipe that she did was she whipped the ricotta with the white balsamic, which I'm totally going to try that. But I'm going to try to use the whipped cottage cheese and do it with that. Delicious. I really love the honey mustard one's my favorite. Mustard one's my favorite. My cocktail, this is just a little tequila, fresh mandarin, fresh lemon juice, and some salsa. The brow routine is literally castor oil. I put castor oil on my eyebrows and my eyelashes, and honestly, I've been doing it for years. I've been putting castor oil on them for years. Like, my grandmother told me to put castor oil when I was like a baby. Not a baby, but, you know, a young lad. Yeah, I'm not really a Swiftie. Thank you, Italian. You don't gotta give me all those gifts, babe. Thank you. My already grown microgreens I buy from Whole Foods. Oh, let's check on my microgreens. I'll show you my batch. So this is only day 2. Not done. You still need to keep it covered. You keep it covered for like 3 to 4 days. I did see that they sell it at Trader Joe, but they don't have it at my Trader Joe. But I also haven't been there in a while, honestly. I haven't been to Trader Joe because I feel like the last few times I went there, my produce was like not fresh. It wasn't staying fresh at all. And I mean, that's a waste of my money. I go to Whole Foods and I feel like my produce stays way fresher at Whole Foods. My favorite Greek food, I love, like, yeah, I mean, the moussaka I've had it with lamb. I think they also do it with beef. Thank you, JJ. You don't have to do that, babe. I do love, like, whatever lamb they got. Love that. The lemon potatoes. I really love everything. Crazy feta from Cava, never had. I've only had Cava once, actually, when I was filming something in Manhattan. It was good. It was good. It was kind of reminded me of Chopped. The bread has a timer on. There's six minutes left on my bread. The cocktail is just some tequila, salsa, fresh mandarin, and fresh lemon juice. I don't know what I'm wearing tonight. Probably jeans and booties. Nothing fancy. We're going out to dinner. I don't know what. You gotta try baklava, Lady English Town. Okay. The yogurt. Listen, my favorite thing from the Greeks are the yogurt, okay? We went to a Greek restaurant. I took JJ and one funny Lisa Marie to a Greek restaurant. And all my girl Lisa cared about was the Greek yogurt, okay? We get there and she says to the lady, she goes, "Do you have yogurt? I have to try the yogurt." She was so obsessed with trying this yogurt, right? This yogurt hit the table. Fresh honey, caramelized pecans. It was the best yogurt I've ever had in my life. The mouthfeel of the yogurt was like sour cream. It was sick. The lady comes over, of course, us freaking loudmouths. We're like, "This is the best yogurt we ever had." Money gun. Woo! She's like, "Yeah, we get everything imported from Greece." So literally, Lisa had the right idea to go in there and order that freaking yogurt. Okay, this was the Greek on Main. Is that what it was called, JJ? The Greek on Main. It's in Metuchen. 10 out of 10 recommend. The service was so nice. The food was delicious. Yeah, it was so good. No, the next time we're going out to eat, we're getting sushi. Besides, you know, after her show that day in May. But we're going to get sushi next time we do a lunch date. Because I need to put you guys on to real sushi. Right now I'm growing micro daikon. Every few days I do something else. Real sushi is like not from the grocery store. Like a nice sushi restaurant. A nice sit down sushi restaurant, you know? The revolving sushi place, I have not tried that yet. Also because it was like so hyped up in the beginning, like you couldn't get a table in there. And you know how I am, like I'll just go to the next best sushi place. I'm not gonna wait online for a freaking revolving sushi. So what are my front door? Poppy came at a good time, huh? I just saw my girl Cody open this, so I know off the bat already this is a sweatsuit from Poppy. But I gotta say, they sent me that robe. Remember I came on here and I was like, all these people get these robes. Not me. No one sent me a freaking robe, okay? 2 days later, that robe was at my front door, okay? So you think people aren't listening, but people are listening. People are listening to you. I'm gonna open it over there because my address is on here, okay? And as we can tell from the comments on the live sometimes, there's a little creepers on here. Little creepers. You know, I took my address out because this is a freaking cool bag, man. Thank you, JJ. This bag is dope. I feel like this is great for the beach. They got a little wire tie on here. Whoops. You know, Poppy, their PR at Poppy, whoever runs the social media, the PR at Poppy, you guys are dope, okay? The robe itself is a sensation. Who on the internet do you see with this robe? Well, literally everybody. I actually have people like, where can I get that robe? And I'm like, I don't know, you gotta text Poppy. I'm hyped because when I get these freaking sweaters from these companies, they're always the best quality, okay? Like, I need to know what kind they're using. The quality is amazing. This makes me so happy. The back says Tasty Obsession. This is the front. Save water, drink soda. Perfect for this type of weather right now too, you know? So thick and warm, guys. Poppy. Future served fresh daily. Poppy, if you're listening, babe, you really are the best, okay? Appreciate you. But also, like, I really appreciate that bag because in the summer, when you're headed to the beach, you're always looking for a nice insulated bag. Hey, Ashley, I hope you're feeling good. You're always looking for a good insulated bag. And, you know, Poppy got my back. I appreciate that. All right, let's do my kids' shrimp cocktail. Can hide the booze in there. Exactly. Exactly. Why do you think all these moms love their Stanleys? What do you think's in those Stanleys? You think it's water? There's not water in those Stanleys. Let's keep it real. It's just extra space for their vodka beverages at their kids' football games. And I get it. I get it. You know, I get it. I had a little bowl for my dip. Where'd it go? That's what I'm doing roll. Exactly. That's what you do roll with your Stanley. Exactly. Marinated red onion. I already posted. Just go to my page where the search bar is. Type in Leah's Cucina's marinated onion, and it should come up. So this is just shrimp that I poached. I put it on a bed of ice. I'm putting some packaged cocktail sauce, and my daughter like thinks she's getting something super special. This is like her favorite thing. And I'm also making her pasta. Okay, this away. The bread is coming out. My time is about to go off. 63 seconds. Is it bad to eat frozen shrimp? No, frozen shrimp is probably the better option for you to buy, actually. They're actually recommending you buy the frozen because it's flash frozen, like at peak freshness. All right, we're going to take our bread out. And then we're going to lower our oven to 450. And we're going to bake it for another 35 minutes uncovered. It smells so good. This is the moment of truth if the score helps. It did! Oh my god, it worked so much better! I'm so fucking excited. Okay. It worked. Let's see what our temperature is right now, because I do love to do this like the scientific way. You want it to be about 212 for it to be completely finished. So I really only need like about 15 more minutes, even if. I'm gonna set my timer for 10 and then temp it again, because taking it out in the middle speeded up the cooking process a lot. But that does look gorgeous. I am so excited over that. I'm gonna set my timer. I have it on right now, 15 minutes. I don't know why, but let's set it for that. All right, my marinara sauce is cooking. So now that my oven's on 450, I'm gonna throw my eggs in because this only needs about 6 to 8 minutes to cook. And now I just have my water boiling for pasta. I'm not full. Oh, yeah, that's what that timer was for. Okay, so the 15 minutes that the bread is up is the same amount of time we're going to do our stretch and folds. Thanks, babe. See? Thank you. It's because I take on too many things at once all the time. I made 2 different types of bread. So I had a loaf in my refrigerator for 24 hours that I've been proofing. And then I also whipped up a loaf that's going to proof on my counter for a few hours. And then later tonight, I'll shape it, pop it in the fridge overnight. I want to do a nice inclusion loaf with that. Maybe a fried onion, cheddar, like, what is that cheese that I have? That Kerrygold cheddar. Your girls are good. They're with their daddy. I'm going to make a Flying Dutchman probably maybe Sunday or Monday. Tomorrow's too crazy, so I don't know what I'm doing for dinner. So the trifecta on my skin, I got to say, I was very consistent with it before I went to Florida. And then I came home and my skin was like a little dry because I got some sun. So I was using like some other products that I had, but I'm going to tell you, for the week that I was using it, I didn't see like that much of a difference. I really didn't. Am I buying a bigger house? Not now. Not anytime soon, because for my next home, I'm not settling. I want like exactly what I want. So I'm kind of just like fixing up what I got now, and then eventually I'll, buy the home of my dreams, but not anytime soon, because right now it's like a terrible market to buy houses. So I'm just fixing up what I got. I'm happy here right now. I just put the eggs in the oven. Mocha's chilling, living her best life somewhere in the house. Where do you think she is? Where'd you think I put her? Thank you for following me. My favorite restaurant in New Jersey? I don't know, because I'm always going to new places. Fina, you want spaghetti? Gonna boil up some pasta for my kids. I am gonna try making homemade bagels, but right now I'm working on a homemade English muffin recipe, so that's what I'm really focusing on first. Then maybe I'll move to bagels. The reason why I chose to focus on the English muffin recipe is because my kids really love them. So, Serafina loves English muffins. I'm also going to just saute some broccoli for them. Just some garlic and oil. Broccoli. Mariella loves broccoli, and I can't give my kids a meal without a green. I don't know what it is. I just can't. Olive oil. Garlic. How did I come up with my girls' names? Thank you for the gifts, Trisha. You don't have to give me gifts. Thank you, babe. I appreciate that. I grew up with the Serafina, and I always loved her name. She was a super nice girl. I just fell in love with that name, you know, and I just, like, banked it. I banked it at the back of my head. And then Mariella, one of my really good friends, has a best friend named Mariella, so, like, I always heard her talk about it, and I'm like, I love that name. And I stole it. I stole it from her. Everyone thinks I'm going to give them, like, this beautiful, like, fancy meaning of what, the names that I chose, and there's really not much behind them, but I do love them so much. And they're very near and dear to my heart because they are different, you know? Like, what other Serafina Rose do you know? What Mariella Ray do you know? You don't. Only Leah Cuccinis. If I had a boy, I was going to name him Ciro Joseph. My husband did not care if we used his name. Ciro was my grandpa's name. My mother's father, who was like my bestie, I was like his favorite. And then Joseph was my Uncle Joe, which was like my father figure that I had growing up. And that's what we were gonna do. Ciro Joseph. Love the name Ciro so much. If anybody is pregnant with a boy, I think the name Ciro is beautiful. How many days would you recommend for a Disney trip? I recommend you go to Aruba. No, I'm just kidding. You definitely gotta go. But I think the amount of time that I was there was absolutely perfect. I was there Thursday to Monday. And we went there Thursday like 7 in the morning. So you still had the whole day Thursday. You know, I think that was perfect. I took about my grandma all the time because my grandma was just with me a lot longer. My grandpa died when I was young. Mom, when did he die? I was young, like maybe 3 or 4. But my grandpa was awesome. He was a really cool guy. My mother, like, for the most part, talks very, very well about him. And he was a hardworking man. He was great. Like, I just remember really nice things about him. Like, I only remember, like, I used to go to his house. He would give me a $5 bill. He would give me, like, a pack of bubble gum. Like, I only remember little things about him because I was a lot younger. I remember more with my grandma because she was around, you know, until I was late. Until I was old. I was chilling with my grandma later in life. I'm putting some broccoli in here. So when I was younger, my mother was a single parent. My father left when I was very young. So my grandma was like my second parent. You know, she was there for like all the things that my mom couldn't be there for. My grandma was there. So if you hear me talking about them interchangeably, it was kind of like the same person for me. I'm just putting a little bit of water in this broccoli. You could put chicken stock, but I don't want to open one right now. I really don't need to. Just a splash. Some salt. And you really just want to cook it until it's nice and vibrant green. I do have an older sister, yes. I already made potatoes and eggs. I made a Herby shrimp salad. I made shrimp cocktail. I made egg bites in the oven. Oh, they look so freaking good. Wait till you see what they look like. I mean, all right, they spilt over a little bit, but beautiful, nice and fluffy. Ouch, I'm gonna just leave that here for now. I did go to Catholic school, yes. I went to A Lady of Grace in Howard Beach from pre-K to 8th. And then I went to Stella Maris, which was an all-girl school. Graduated with Regents diploma. I was in Catholic school literally my whole life. Yes, it's hot, but I feel it. Thank you, babe, for thinking of me. What is that? It's called a pot filler. We went to Ola G together. Cecily. Cecily sounds familiar, actually. Cecily really does sound familiar. Were you a year above me? Do I see my father? Absolutely not. I haven't seen my father in years. I don't even know if my father knows if I'm alive or not, actually. I don't even know if he's aware if I'm breathing. Which is why, like, when I was choosing a man to marry, I was so obsessed with, like, having someone that I knew would be a great father. And my husband grew up in the same environment. Like, his father was, like, not the best either. So I think that's why he, like, strives to be the best. You know? My sister cooks very well, too. Yes, my sister's a great cook. My husband is... So his mom is 100% Italian, and his father was adopted. So we're not really sure. My husband's a mutt. My kids go to Catholic school because I'm not in the best school district. Like, my neighborhood is nice, but my town is not the best school district. And for peace of mind, I put my kids in Catholic school. So that was really like, just like a parent decision. Not even so much of the religion aspect of it, which I am, happy that she's growing up the same way that I did. But that's really was like the main aspect of it. This is just tequila with some salsa and fresh citrus. My house looks nice and bright, right? You don't think it looks gray and boring like millennial? Gray and boring? And you know what? If so, call me boring, babe. Love to be it. Love to be it. Let me make sure this pasta's not done. Another 2 minutes. Let me put these aside because these have to cool completely before you take them out. The egg is gonna like sweat a little bit, and these are gonna pull away, no problem. I cut my I shut the broccoli off too. My floors are actually called Life-Proof flooring. They're like the, I want to call them snap-in tiles because they're like a little better quality than that. But they're like not wood. Life-proof, like they're waterproof, they're everything proof. I don't have anything on my eyebrows right now besides castor oil. No, I definitely get Botox. I do have good genes, but I do also get Botox. I don't think it's considered linoleum. Jersey beaches over New York beaches any day. I mean, unless you're like deep in Jones Beach, like over there, like deep in Long Island, maybe. But Rockaway Beach, oh my God. Jersey any day. Jersey any day. I worked my whole life. What do you mean did I work before children? I always worked. I worked from 13 on. I've been working. I stopped working with my second daughter, Mariella. I became a stay-at-home parent, and now I'm a full-time content creator, which is still a full-time job. My favorite pasta is angel hair. I grew up in Howard Beach, Queens. I just use like organic, pure castor oil. Nothing like fancy, just like pure castor oil. Do I miss Queens? I miss the food. I'm gonna strain this pasta. And this bread is also coming out. Oh, it smells so good. Smells so good. Let me strain that pasta so I can get it off the stove. I grow my own veggies, yes, in veggie season. Guys, I have to take this off. You'll never get old to me that I did that. Beautiful. This bread is beautiful. And I'm someone who likes a nice dark pretzel. You know what I mean? So. I'm going to just put this on here. It's burnt? You think so? I don't think so. Don't worry, I'm not sharing with you either, okay? Don't worry. Here's the pasta. I'm gonna put some fresh marinara sauce, homemade. Now, I would like to feed my kids right now. But my daughter Serafina loves the babysitter. She can't wait for her to get here. That she's going to want to wait until she gets here to eat together. So. Got some fresh pasta sauce for them. Thank you guys. Honestly, the struggle meal, the marinara sauce that I just showed you, that's like a struggle meal. You could put any type of protein on that. I'm Sicilian. The cocktail is just tequila, fresh citrus, mandarin and lemon juice, and some salsa. Would love to be your second. You'd love to be a third kid. I love that. I've been going to Lenny's Clam Bar for years, but I'm gonna tell you something. My mother dropped my name at Lenny's, and I'm mortified to ever go back there. Okay? What was the holiday, Mom? Christmas? My mother tried to order baked clams for Christmas. Okay, and she ordered too late. Like she didn't call them in time. Okay, I worked in the restaurant industry. I know how it is. She called them like too soon in advance, and they were like, "We don't have space for you." And my mother must have said something along the lines like, "Do you know who my daughter is?" And it's like, really though, who the fuck am I? I'm a literal nobody. So I've been mortified since then that I can't go back there because I'm actually mortified. My mom was like, yeah, I told them, do you know who my daughter is? And I'm like, Mom, but who am I? I mean, come on. Yeah, so I literally told my mother, I cannot believe you did that. And I've been mortified ever since. I've actually can like never go there ever again. No, they didn't. They didn't work. She had to get baked clams from somewhere else. Lenny's was like, I don't give a shit who your daughter is. She didn't. She got them from, I think, Tavino's. And they were, you know, delicious from wherever she got them from, so. Oh, Jen, I'm so happy you're here. Thoughts on the TikTok ban? I feel like when you make something like this your full-time job, you need to really like put, oh, thank you, Jersey girl. Thanks, babe. You need to really put some stuff like into place that is going to keep you covered if something like that does happen. So, I mean, I'm just like, whatever happens, happens. You could see me on TikTok. I mean, you'll see me on YouTube. You'll see me on Instagram. You'll find me somewhere. I'll be somewhere. You know? And this opens up doors for other things. So, my name is somewhere out there. People are definitely watching. Thank you, guys. Hi, Josh. Hi, Savannah. The bread is out. Everything's out. Nothing's on anymore. Everything's off. Botox is really not that expensive. Honestly, Botox is like $13 a unit, or $10 a unit. It really depends on how many wrinkles you got. If you're very wrinkly, it can be expensive, yes. But if you go like every once in a while and just use it as maintenance, it's pretty affordable. Like my Botox, maybe like $200. Botox is not pricey. Filler is pricey. I think everybody should do their own research on if you're going to get Botox, if you're going to get filler. Don't take people's recommendations. Go and do your own research. I love my Thermador. Thank you, Essence. So many people talked mad shit about Thermador, like, because there was this one woman on on TikTok that was like having a problem with it. So I guess it like got a bad name because of that. But I mean, I'm chilling over here. I have not bruised, but I guess it really just depends person by person. So many people have said that they were following me and then they go to check and they're not following me anymore. And I can honestly say that I hear that all the time. But I'm just like, okay, like, I mean, I'm there's nothing I could do about it. TikTok is probably just hiding me. I don't know. They do put numbing cream, but it's not even really the pain of the needle. It's more of like the pop of like the skin, you know what I mean? I worked on Mulberry Street. I was a hostess, I was a waitress, I worked the register at like an Italian deli. I was all over. You cannot cut that bread right away. It has to be completely cool. I let it sit for like hours. I won't cut that till like maybe even tomorrow. We'll see. Later when I get home from date night and I'm like, I'm gonna want to taste that bread, I'll probably cut that then. So the pop, I mean, when the needle like goes through your skin, you feel like the pop of the needle coming in. I got 2 minutes on the dough stretch. This outfit is just leggings and like a green shirt. Nothing fancy here, guys. All right, we're gonna do our first stretch and fold. You wanna wet your hands. Nice and moist. Stretch and folds are up without ripping your dough and down. Up. This creates tension in your dough. And the first few times it doesn't feel like you should be doing it, you know, but after a while it does change. The texture of the dough changes a lot. Okay? Got this covered. Let that sit. I'm gonna bring you over there because I want to do my dishwasher. My husband works for corporate T-Mobile. We felt the earthquake in Howard Beach. Yeah, I mean, I felt it, but I really didn't think anything of it, honestly. New angle unlocked. I don't know where I'm going tonight. Somewhere where I can have a few drinks and also eat some good food. But also, like, not too far from my house, you know? Yes, I'm back on my Friday Night Lives. Like, even tonight, I knew I had plans, but I was like, I'm still going to show up. I'm just going to be there a little earlier. I've been to Lucas in Edison. I had my daughter's christening there. I think I had my daughter's first birthday there. I've been there plenty of times. I've also been to their sister restaurants plenty of times. Hi from Orlando. I was just there. I would have rather visit Orlando and not go to Disney. Next time. Next time. My favorite meal is probably raw fish. I love sushi. I'm going out later. Favorite deli in New Jersey? I love Talercio's. That's my place. Talercio's is my jam. I don't go there as often as I want because it's not that close. Not that it's far, but it's not like on Instacart for me, you know? Like I do a lot of delivery often because I'm like on the go and I just don't have time to stop at all the stores that I want to stop at. So babe, if you're listening, time for you to get on Uber Eats, Instacart. I love you too, Judy Jew. Yeah, Bocelli's in Staten Island I've actually heard of. I gotta make my way over there. I'm going there in May for one of Lisa Marie's shows. So excited. I love showing up in Staten Island. They really go so hard for me. I really do. I love it. It's just like a big family. People see me out and they like genuinely go crazy. It's crazy. I think I'm going to see her in May. Whenever she's going to be at the St. George Theater, I'm going to be there. I'm going to go get a nice meal after. I started Botox 2 years ago, 33. Not that long ago. Yes, baby doll. I miss my girl. You've been a fan since my old kitchen. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that. I was a fan of my old kitchen too. I mean, it got me here, right? I love Botox too. Like, even when I go in there, I'm like, just make me freeze. Like, people are like, you don't want emotions? Absolutely not. No emotions. Thanks for liking my live. My favorite part of my new kitchen is probably my pot filler. Your mom ran into me in Atlantic City and FaceTimed me. I totally remember your mom, and I know your father works for not Fresh Direct. What's that other one? He works for some sort of grocery, distribution. Oh my god. Distribution. Yeah, U.S. Foods. Tell them if they want to collab to hit me up. Favorite Disney restaurants? Honestly, guys, the food in Disney is not it. The food in Disney is not it. I mean, I could tell you, I don't really love anything that I ate there. If I had to choose, it would be that sushi meal that we had. But there's not one thing where I'm like, wow, that's so great, you gotta go back. And it's like, I watch some of these content creators where it's like they go there just to like eat and film it. And I mean, I have to try Disneyland because their food looks completely different, so maybe it's better. But these people go to Disney World and they like are telling me how great the food is, so I'm trying it. Babe, what did you think of the food in Disney?
It was okay.
He said it was okay. You guys want to eat? It's done. Your food's done, baby. I made shrimp cocktail and I got the broccoli and marinara sauce. Or you want to wait for your babysitter? She's not coming till late, so you have to eat before that.
She needs something this one.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to go to Disney Springs. But I am going to hop off. I'm going to feed my kids dinner, and then I'm going to get myself ready. So probably we'll maybe vlog tonight's dinner, babe. What do you feel about that?
Yeah.
And I'll show you what we got. I'll take pictures, you know. I definitely want to have a few drinks, have some good eats. Hi, Erica. Thanks for joining. Thank you for the gifts. We got to meet in the middle one day, me and you and your daughter. Right? You okay? You hungry?
Yeah.
Look what I made you up there.
I know.
Oh, finish it.
All right, guys. I love you. My kids are shutting down. I got to feed dinner. Bye, guys. Love you. Thanks for hanging.